Welcome to everyone to another inspiring episode of Star Rivera Conversations, where we celebrate leaders, visionaries, and who are shaping the world through purpose and compassion and vision. I'm your host, Carol Vaughn-Rivera, and today we have a big surprise for you guys. But before we get into it, my partner.
I'm Wilfredo Ramos, and we both at Star Rivera Conversation. We're very honored to have King Yahweh with us today. It's such a blessing, and we're gonna get it started now.
King, I can't thank you enough for coming on our platform. We are so honored, Your Majesty. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming. Is there anything that you want to say before I go into the questions, King? Anything that you would like to open up with? Like,
Yes, I do. I would
okay.
like to thank you and your wonderful partner and providing this wonderful opportunity to share and to be able to expand on some of the knowledge that people may partially know and some that they may not know me at all. But I'm happy that you're providing this platform so we can generate a little clarity and things that so we can move forward and go beyond and let's go to nation building, empire building.
Yeah,
So
Right.
and I'd like to thank my father Yahweh for first and foremost God Almighty for being able to be with you today and being grateful and thankful for your platform.
thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you. So, Your Majesty, you've dedicated your life to uplifting others and creating peace across nations. How did your journey as an international humanitarian and philanthropist begin?
Well, there's an old saying:
Mhm.
if you ever want to make God laugh, tell him what your plans are.
Right.
We've heard that for years.
Yes.
Um, if you had asked me 40 years ago,
Hmm.
and maybe even um, 45 years ago,
Hmm.
what would I be doing at this present time in this stage of my life? I probably would have said I would have had to pick a fence, two-door garage,
Yes.
you know, get somebody before I went to work and come home.
Right.
But as I said before, um, the person they call God, my father, our father, he had other plans for me. And
Hmm.
that's what ended up happening. A
Beautiful.
path sometime is not always the one that we choose. It's always the one that he chooses for us.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
this is most certainly something I never saw myself doing. And but I'm very proud and very thankful to him for allowing me to be a vessel so I can be used to help others.
Right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Awesome. So, you've been recognized with the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, which is a remarkable honor. What does this recognition mean to you personally and spiritually?
Um, Oftentimes people who give back to the community, people
Hmm.
who are the ones who are the silent backbone to the heroes.
Hmm.
Is we live in a day and time because of social media and other platforms similar to or next to print media.
Hmm.
It's time that the world get back to celebrating their heroes.
Yes.
I think sometimes people take pride and arrogance and they just run in the opposite direction in terms of getting a spiritual touchdown in
Hmm.
terms of what good people are doing.
Right.
Um, I am pleased, I'm honored, I'm humbled by the recognition, but at the same time, it's not something that I have made a habit of
Hmm.
putting a trophy in the trophy cabinet
Yes.
and just look at it all the time. No, it's just God's way of saying thank you. We have a job to do, and along the way, awards such as the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award and other awards that we received over the years. I think
Hmm.
that's just His way of saying, "Look, I got you." And
Hmm.
continue on trying to help my people, continue on trying to feed my people, continue on trying to educate my people that there is a word called peace. And
Right.
we have been robbed by peace, and we need to educate the world what peace really is and not a false sense of peace.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. So when you
Beautifully said.
reflect on, sorry, when you reflect on that achievement, what moment or lesson stands out from the path of service? If
Um, oftentimes, I look at it as though it's a job. It brought a tear to my eye, and I know other people who give back, have it be different churches, uh, different types of organizations. We don't look for a pat on our back. We do
Right.
our arms in secret.
Right.
And it's only the God Almighty that will uplift us from the work that we do. But we are instructed not to look forward.
Right.
Mothers can't, it's impossible for a mother to receive an award. That's something that she does naturally.
So true.
And a good father, that's something
Right.
they do pretty much do naturally. Even
Right.
though I'm not into the holidays, I'm into the spirit thereof.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that mother feel good every time Mother's Day come around. But every
Yes.
day is Mother's Day, every day is Father's Day, and
Right.
to be able to for a mother or for a hero, they one and the same, to be
Yeah.
able to be recognized is a good feeling, but it's a feeling that it should not cause anyone to become comfortable, because that comfort zone tends to cause us to be lazy from time to time. but
Right.
um but I feel just like a mother or a hero would.
Mm-hmm.
I thank my Father who brought me here so I can have another day of breath, so I can help and do the will of that He has for the whole entire world.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Right. So your work combines faith, culture, and global unity. How do you balance being a king and a peace advocate in a modern world that often feels divided?
Well, upon my installment,
Mm-hmm.
which was, hey, I think we're going like 9 years now. I've been on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a part of my speech was this: I was a king before I became one.
Right.
Um, and that goes for my brothers and sisters all across the world, all across the
Right.
country, around the world. We were already that.
Mm-hmm.
And before I was in terms of the history that was made when I was crowned or installed,
Mm-hmm.
um, once again, I take everything back to my Father.
Mm-hmm.
I take no credit. I take no claim to nothing. My
Right.
name, everything we do, we put Yahweh's name on it. Our Father, the one that brought us here, and He
Mm-hmm.
is the royal one.
Mhm.
And it's through His sovereignty that we look towards His guidance. And
Right.
that way, because He's the royal one, and we are His children globally. I don't care what color you are, we are His children.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
No matter how tall you are, no matter how short you are, we
Right.
are His, and we are
Right.
royal. And
Yes.
being royal connects us to a responsibility. And that
Mm-hmm.
responsibility is help those who cannot help themselves.
Right.
So to balance it out, what I do, I said, Father, one of my greatest prayers, and I can sum it up in terms of the question that you asked.
Mm-hmm.
My greatest prayer is, because I think the whole world got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world got it wrong
Got it wrong.
because He's not Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Santa Claus, if you don't get what you want, people tend to pout, get upset. He's not Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Right.
I asked, my prayer has been for the last 2 decades and beyond, take choice out of my life. Take choice out of my life and make me do your will and your bidding and direct my path. I have no other desire outside of the choice that He creates for me. And
Right.
I don't want a choice other than what He puts in my heart.
Beautifully said.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Yes.
May I say something about that too?
Absolutely. Please.
Sometimes we pray for things that He try to get out your life. Sometimes
Yes.
we ask for things that He had intended on trying to exclude from our life that is for the best for us, but sometimes we pray for the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
And His protection, sometimes our answer prayer are the ones that you don't get answered.
Right.
So, and that's my take on that, and I will continue on doing that to the day I die. I don't want a choice about anything. I said, Father, direct my path, put it in my heart and my inward parts to do exactly what you want me to do, to be that global instrument. So those
Right.
who don't have, or those who have, they worship sadness, they worship depression and things of this nature.
Mm-hmm.
Put some in
Mm-hmm.
my heart so I can be a guiding light, so people can be led to you.
Right.
And as you get older, the one thing that you've been praying for, to change as you get older and you eventually make that change,
Mhm.
you sit there with yourself and like, wow, the change would have been earlier if I would have just
Mm-hmm.
acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. And going back to your statement that you made or question that you made earlier, how do we balance it out?
Mm-hmm.
We are governed by royal rules, royal statutes, even way before what people think, that they are in a society where they do not apply. They have been applying ever since and way before those that are in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
When you speak of kings, when you speak of queens, everything that attached to a royal uh, person that is considered the person or the service provider to the people is
Mm-hmm.
always been connected to royalty. It's
Mm-hmm.
always had a connection to spirituality. Every sovereign ruler
Mm-hmm.
had how they were able to get their rulership. They say historically it falls back to a deity. If you
Mm-hmm.
go back far enough in history, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how they're able to be official, considered a part of the monarch. Is because every royal figure, no matter what country they may be in, is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be connected to the deity of that culture.
Mm.
So we all people who say that they're Christians. Guess
Mm-hmm.
what? You're royal. People who say they're people who follow the Islamic faith. Guess what? You're royal.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on and on. And once you take that and receive that, you are saying not only to yourself, but you're saying to the world, I am a public service provider. My job is not for you to worship me. My job is to worship you and to help
Mm-hmm.
you. I tell people all the time, they say, do you have people that worship you? I say, absolutely, because I worship them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I know that the God I love, the one I worship, his heart, his soul, his mind lives in the heart and in the embodiment of all mankind and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So what I love it. What practices help you stay centered and compassionate even when facing global challenges?
I say again, I couldn't hear you.
What practices help you stay centered and compassionate even when facing global challenges?
Um, Oftentimes it's the sense of gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and 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 oftentimes when we run into different ones, no matter if it's in North America, South America, or any of the seven continents,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we look at ourselves and we realize that the world is not as big as what we think it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
really a small place.
Yes.
And and what when you are able to wake up and have the sense of gratitude, everything falls back on gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to put your feet on the floor, being able to get something out of the refrigerator, being able to drink a
Mm-hmm.
cold glass of water, you have to realize there's somebody that can't do that.
Right.
There's somebody in the world that has a difficulty in being a there's a level of difficulty where they cannot do it. And when you travel the world and you see the best that the world has to offer, but at the same time you see the worst that the world has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see those that where you had just jumped out of a shower and then you go down the road and you see somebody bathing in the stream, not
Yeah.
the cleanest one,
Yeah.
or see a home without windows in the year 2025 when you travel the
Mm-hmm.
world and
Mm-hmm.
you see homes in certain regions of the world past 8, 9 o'clock. If you don't have no in like a generator, power generator, you don't have no lights that night. So
Yeah.
it allows you to appreciate the life that you're living and the
Mm-hmm.
things that we consider to be so important to us. The simple things are important to those that don't have it.
Right.
Right.
Yes. So true. So true. Okay. You're often described as both a king and a man of the people. Um, there's a rare combination of authority and humility. How do you maintain that connection with those you serve?
Um, I would like to say that, my father, our father, Yahweh, he had given me the best parents on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I tell people at any time, whenever I run into them, I tell
Mm-hmm.
them my mom and dad was the very first introduction to God Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
They were the very first two individuals that was placed in my life, and they adopted me at the
Oh,
age of 2.
okay.
And the love and the care and the admiration was like no other. They were
Mm-hmm.
if I needed a heart transplant, they would have gave it to me.
They would gave it to you.
And
Mm-hmm.
and the thing about it, by him, now everybody may have different versions of their mother and father. They may not be in a home. Like I said myself, I was adopted. you know, but spiritually, they are my family members. They forever will be. And some people, mother and father, may have been a stranger that work at the corner store. That you may not have a father in your house, but he may have served as a father. You
Right.
may not have a mother in your house. You may have had an aunt or a sister or somebody else that served in that capacity.
Yeah.
And that is what groomed and shaped me. That I was blessed with two magnificent parents that taught me the core values and the foundation of just everyday life, and that is put all your trust and all your faith and all your will into the one that created everything you see and don't see.
Right.
Right. Okay. And what message would you share with others about using leadership as a form of love and service?
You know, I come to reach this conclusion when it comes to being able to serve and when it comes to being a leader in general. I mentioned earlier that we have leaders out there, such as the mothers and the fathers and the sisters and the brothers of the world, that um, that are already there. I think that we need to fine tune our leadership abilities, and remember that there's somebody somewhere. A good leader is also a great teacher, and we should. And the best way to fine tune our leadership abilities is remembering that there's somebody that's watching you and they will emulate you.
Yes.
And the best way to be the best leader. And the thing about it, we all must walk away with the mentality knowing that we are leaders. We all should walk away knowing that there's somebody that's watching us, no matter what we're doing, good or bad. Growing up, growing up, um, some of the values, a lot of values changed, and that's okay because it was in that season. But I also grew up during a time where, you know, we was encouraged outside your mother and father, your grandmother and people like that, brother, sister, the ones that's older than you, perhaps.
Yeah.
I came up during a time where it was okay. They wanted to say, look to the teacher, look to the fireman, look towards the police officer, and look towards your spiritual leader, because all of them are leaders, and we are told to want to be like them, want to copy them. And when you know, I am not one for Halloween, but I am one that believe in every good thing within the holidays. And one thing about Halloween, oftentimes back in the earlier days, everybody wanted to be the good guy. They wanted to be the leader. They wanted to be the teacher. They wanted to be the hero. They wanted to wear white. They didn't want to wear black.
Right.
And what I encourage everybody under the sound of my voice, especially to the parents, let's bring back the heroes. But before we are able to do that, everyone must look in the mirror when they wake up in the morning and realize that that heroship or leadership starts in the mirror when you first wake up in the morning.
Right.
100%.
Yes.
100% right.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You can see it in the real time now more than ever.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You know, um, by been given this blessing, we as a people, not just so-called Black people, but as a people, we are in the time and place now that it's not about Black, it's not about white, because we've been here so long. Everybody is mixed with everybody.
Yes.
Everybody is mixed with everybody.
Yes.
And now we are being forced, because of the job layoffs and the shutdowns, the government shutdowns, that is forcing us to have the entrepreneur spirit. And one of the main things that we are not taught in school, and I think it should be in place, but school should start at home first. And that is, we need to regain that leadership, or that the connection to being an entrepreneur, selling something. I think it's a shame that, and we live in a day and time where when you used to look on TV, you used to see children with lemonade stands. But there's certain cultures that had lemonade stands.
Yes. Right.
But those little concepts like lemonade stands, and I go into some of our Asian restaurants and I see children that they're teaching their children how to take money from the customers and things of this nature. In order to be a good leader or a good person that to follow and to listen, you got to possess all these characteristics, all these qualities, because everybody should be an entrepreneur. Everybody is a leader, and we should. The reforming of the earth, the reforming of the world is going to go back to these core values that we once had. The season is approaching that we're going to end up back there again. And for us to realize this, that a conversation that we should be having with our brother, sister, friend, or neighbor is the law of how can you flip a dollar? How can you create a business? Just have that entrepreneur conversation. Because what has happened is we talk about the wrong things. The things that we should talk about, we don't talk about. And the things we need to talk about, we kind of suffer. We kind of struggle to talk about the things that can better our lives and the lives of our family too as well.
What do you think the turning point of that came along? Because we talk about in the past, we praised our heroes, we was more entrepreneur and human like, right? So when do you think that change happened, that all things that are prayed in the modern time today are different from the past?
Well, we have been taught as a society, we have been conditioned and we've been programmed that what we think is good is really bad, and what's bad is good.
Yes.
We at one time, when we used to be able to applaud the heroes that we were referring to, the change took place when a certain group of people said, hey, I'm getting tired of trying to sit in front of the bus or somebody who don't want me to sit there. I'm going to get my own bus. The change took place when we decided that, hey, if they're not going to let us in the front door, we create our own door. And so a group of business people got back and said, hey, we got to remarket this thing. We got to throw out someone that we need to create somebody or figures to make you want to, or us as a society, knock on doors where people that didn't want us there. And made us beg for something. And in the process of doing that, by us trying to create our own door, we were so busy trying to get in somebody else's door. Versus where we should have just said, hey, if you don't want us there, fine. Right. It's hard to get a loan, fine. We create our own bank. But at one time we were doing that. And during that time, money was to those that control the media and those that now all media is not unrighteous, but at that time we had a very controlled media platform that said, hey, we need an scapegoat to change this narrative, because we got too many people that say, hey, we got this ice cream shop, our door's not opening like it used to. They look out the window, they say Mary down there, and her first client was her family first. See, at one time, people always talk about the crab in the bucket. It kind of goes back to your question. When did the crab in the bucket concept first hit us?
Yes.
It hit way back then. They created it. That was their plan. Crab in the bucket. Get them to be against their own salvation.
Right.
Get them to not to be able to identify the Messiah in each other. And we get them looking in the sky for that Messiah, versus looking at their mother, looking at their sister, looking at their pastor, looking at people that can buy from them.
Yes.
And so that narrative, I hate to say, it goes way beyond the 60s, but the 60s was the beginning of the mark of the beast, the marketing of the beast. That's when it changed. In the 60s, we fell victim of the marketing of the beast. Go hang out with people that's beating up on you, but don't hang out with the other people that's buying this hotel, that's buying this bank. Don't hang out with the people that says, hey, we'll create our own city. We don't need to be in your city.
Right.
We have, instead of your Wall Street, we create our own Wall Street. So all this took place, and it was Because the funny thing about it, they know the nature of leaders. They know the nature of a people that when you tell us no, we want it. So they said, look, make it seem like they can't get it, and they would be able to ignore what they got at home. So it was around about that 50 or 60s mark, because that's when the marketing of the beast took place. It wasn't in your hand, and it wasn't in your forehead. It wasn't about these things that, hey, the mark of the beast is going to be in your forehead. Look for the Antichrist. Look for the Antichrist. Look for the Antichrist. Not knowing the whole time you was acting like the Antichrist. Anti your own salvation, anti your own brother and sister, anti your sister, your brother, your brother that has a store, and you don't even go spend money with your own brother, but you're trying to spend money with somebody who care less that they had that money, they want your money, they want to smile at you temporarily. That is the Antichrist. We became the Antichrist Christ to each other while looking for him to come and saying that you're going to be fooled. Oh, yes, we've been fooled as a people. It was never about the color of your skin. It was about the color of that thing that you used to fold up and put in your wallet or your pocketbook.
Wow.
And that's what they did.
I love it.
Of your knowledge.
Yes.
Beautifully said, King. Like, love your knowledge. Okay, so you've helped so many people. What do you want young people to learn about helping others?
I believe that we live in a universe. There's a cause to every effect. I believe that we live in a controlled universe, that we reap what we sow. I believe that we live in a universe that every good deed that we throw out there will come back to us. I think that once our youth realize that there are laws that govern the universe, kindness and generosity, and even some of the things that we're not proud of, will resonate deeper within their soul when it comes down to their daily activities. So I think that once this concept is taught to our children, their momentum, their purpose, their what inspires them will redefine how they control their daily activities.
Nice.
Wonderful.
So do you think that our independence like are stripped from us due to the reliance on government?
Say it one more time.
Do you think that we have less independence due to relying too much on government?
Oh, absolutely. 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 And I also know, and it's by design to be that way. Um, when you have been in control and been a part of so many different platforms and places that we've had a chance to see, countries that we've been, there's a global curtain on causing the people to be dependent on their government versus the government teaching the people how they should be an asset to their government versus having a handout to the government. We can be a greater nation or a greater society once we tune in and key on our inward ability as being producers versus consumers. So, and because we have not been taught to be producers, we are truly suffering, and this country is far behind other countries. Other countries are light years ahead of us. Some of the larger ones, especially like Japan and places like that, is because we're coming late to the game. But I believe in what the book says as relates to that one day the tail will become the head and the head will become the tail, and that's going to be generated by a shift in our consciousness, and we are currently witnessing that today.
Right. You meet all kinds of people, stars, leaders, and families. What does it mean to you to use your fame for good?
It means the world to me. It means the world to me. The platform that we have, being able to touch people all across the country, around the world, is is the next stage of evolution for us all. It means the world to me because, once again, I came from a generation that if you try to call anybody in a 30, 40, 50-mile radius, it was considered a long distance call. It was considered a long distance call.
Yes.
Before the cell phones and things of this nature.
Right.
We weren't able to connect. And what we saw was through the lens of the television. That I remember a time when I only had 12 stations,
Yes.
and I felt
Yes.
good. I came from a world whenever a new station was added, that everybody celebrated. Like, wow, have you seen the new station?
Right.
Have you seen this and seen that? So that's how we connected. That's how we was able to travel the world through that small lens. But now, since we have since because of technology and the season that we're in, I'm celebrating because now you can call anywhere in the world and connect with anybody, and people that look like you, don't look like you. The sky's the limit.
Yes.
So do you believe it's like a give and a take when it comes to technology? What?
I believe that everything that we see, everything that we're a part of, everything was created by our Father, by the creator of the universe. And it's not the items that are wicked. It's not the items that can be considered bad or a detriment to who we are. It's those that use it in an unrighteous fashion. I believe that technology was designed so it can point us all into a direction that we really could benefit from it if it's handled and used properly. I used to be a part of communities, and I heard different communities that said like blood transfusions and things of this nature is wicked and not good. No, 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 no. If I'm ever on that table and I need a blood transfusion, I said it was divinely meant for me to have that blood transfusion. You plug me on up. So no, technology will keep different people, loved ones, live, kicking, so they can enjoy them a little bit longer, a little bit better. Technology in the hands of the right people is a gift from God Almighty Himself.
Yeah.
Do you
100% agree.
think it makes us less enjoy? Because as I could think of our childhoods, right? Way back then, we're more able to go outside and enjoy each other more than we enjoy each other today. Is more like through technology, through video chats and things like of that nature. Do you think we spend less time, seeing and meeting each other today than before?
Well, I must admit this when I say it because I had this same discussion with someone not too long ago. Growing up, as you said, you used to have playgrounds that was full on Saturday. You used to have people walking up down the streets on random occasions as children. And you used to kind of wish to grow up so you can walk the street, go to the corner store, or go to the basketball court, or get on that swing.
Right.
But then again, I had to realize something. These things were put in place by way of seasons. Because I've had people that's far older than me growing up. They say it was better than my day. It was better than my day, and I say to you and to everybody under the sound of my voice, Yahweh makes no mistakes.
Right.
God makes no mistakes. I have a little boy that he's a brilliant genius. He's 4, getting ready to turn 5, and I let him have my cell phone. And the way he whips on that cell phone, I was like, wow. I said, man, I'm like you. I'm like you. He has no desire to be outside. He desires to be on that iPad or that phone. But you know what I saw? Even though he wasn't using his motor skills in terms of the physical side of it, but he was using his mental skills. And being able to play with that device, and people who were like that, we used to call them nerds back in the day.
Yes.
But it's because of the nerds that we have that AI right now. And if my son need to be a nerd, he'll be a royal nerd.
Right.
He's going to help somebody else's life.
I
So
love
yeah, I think those days of the playground, the season, it probably come back again.
Right.
But I'm so proud and happy of the season that we are currently into.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful when you can merge both of the worlds equally, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because I came from it. We did.
Right.
Right.
It was a beautiful thing to try to beat the street light coming on. It was a
Yes.
beautiful thing when Saturday morning cartoons. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
look, writing letters to one another. It was a beautiful thing that you only saw certain relatives during the summer because they lived so far away.
Far
You
away.
didn't call
Yeah.
them because it
Yeah.
would been a long distance charge, $30 for 15 minutes.
Right.
Yep.
So like you said, being able to merge them in this current season is a blessing.
Yes.
Right.
It is a true blessing.
How do you use your friends and contacts to help more people?
Um, you know, it is once again, I am very proud and happy to have those that are around me because I again I live by the concept of iron sharpens iron.
Right.
Um, I attract what I transmit,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and everybody that I deal with,
Mm-hmm.
everybody that I choose to spend most of my time with, they have that humanitarian spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's always somebody that's within my circle
Mm-hmm.
that a gift and a whisper from God Almighty comes from their mouth to my ear to be able to improve some of the things I'm already currently working on.
Right.
And I'm so thankful to Yahweh for it because it's sometimes like for different ones that have businesses, LLC and things of this nature, you might have a good friend or a good lawyer or a good doctor, and they say, "Hey, let me tell you something. I know you was doing it this way, but you need to check this out."
Mm-hmm.
And so it's truly a benefit to have friends of this nature. It's a blessing to have friends. As a matter of fact, it's a blessing to be able to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Peace seems very important to you. What does peace mean to you?
Peace is being able to close your eyes at night and you don't have to worry about your blood pressure going up. I'm at the age now that I never thought and even phantom how important blood pressure is.
Yes.
Um, and as a society, as a people, as good people, not just black, not just white, as a people, I think we
Mm-hmm.
need to have a global blood pressure day for
Yeah.
everybody.
Right.
Because if you're able to lower the society's blood pressure, everybody be walking around happy, everybody be
That's
peaceful, there'll be
true.
their attitudes, their whole demeanor will be different. If we eliminate stress, the stress that we give ourselves and the stress that we give each other, the world that we claim that we're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to pray for it no more. It's
Mm-hmm.
already here. The place that we claim that we want
Mm-hmm.
Right.
is is a society
Mm-hmm.
that where peace dwell, and
Mm-hmm.
peace must be first found in your heart and in
Mm-hmm.
your soul. And the pathway to that is not know you got to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to protect it from others. You got to protect it from yourself sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the change that we want as a society, peace is going to be the main catalyst to make it
Right.
happen. But you first must find it within yourself.
Very true.
Amen. True.
You already done so much, Your Majesty. What do you want your legacy to be?
Um, Again, I just want to be able to have that beautiful, fine day when my soul leaves this body and regain its connection uh, to the one that gave it. So he can say to me, "Well done, my loyal and faithful servant."
Mm-hmm.
And in order for him to say that, I feel as though in my heart that when we do reach the pearly gates in our mind, in our spirit, in our essence, no matter where you may feel that is at, he's going
Mm-hmm.
to ask, "What did you do while you was there? Did you try your best to help someone? Did you try your best to change someone's life? Did you try to offer peace?" Because sometimes it's not about you giving somebody something tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just being able to give somebody a good word. Some people don't always, I know we're around a lot of good looking people. I know you look in the mirror, you say, I'm good looking.
Yeah.
But there are people out there don't hear people say, you look
Yeah.
good today. You look
Yeah.
amazing. You're
Yeah.
glowing today. Little
Mm-hmm.
small things like that is
Mm-hmm.
food and nourishment to your mind, body, and soul. So when that day comes, I think he's going to ask, did it or was it anybody that you was able to convince to make them smile, make them feel happy? Were you able to do this? And was this a part of your purpose of life? Or did you try to live a selfish life to try to
Mm-hmm.
get all the goods for yourself? And I
Mm-hmm.
want to be one that said, look, I did all I could, but guess what? I feel like I didn't do enough. Send me back down there to I can do your will.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And ending, I would love to know just a brief history on and I think everyone would love to know. Um Makes me not even want to ask because it's like this whole podcast and just hearing your knowledge is very beautiful. Um I won't even ask it because I think it's just I feel like well, I'll ask it anyway. I would
Okay.
love to know about the history of your royal family, only because I don't hear about African kings. You know what I mean? I've learned about one, which was the richest, you know, in those ancient times. But me growing up, I've never heard anyone talk about an African king and the royalty of their lineage and any of that. You know, we hear about Egypt and the kings and queens, right? But we're so honored to even be sitting here
Yes.
talking to you, and it's like it's just beautiful. That's just the only word that comes to my head
Thank you.
right now.
Well, very beautiful question. And I have no problem sharing it. Um, and oftentimes, I have no problem telling anyone that, it's just not a cliche. I come from humble beginnings.
Right.
But again, the God that we worship, the one sometimes they call him the universe or whatever they choose to call him, I know his personal name is Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
When there was he had put in my heart and my soul to try to help others from a very young age,
Mm-hmm.
and through very great people, as I mentioned earlier. And so in the process of doing that, over the years, being involved in the church,
Mm-hmm.
having a grandmother that was Baptist, having a
Mm-hmm.
mother that was AME,
Mm-hmm.
having my dad, who was also a Baptist, having an aunt that was Jehovah Witness, having a little bit of everything in my family. But more importantly, I never seen my mother and father go to church, but they were the church. They
Right.
Mm-hmm.
were peaceful. They was giving, and whenever I had the chance to go to my grandmother's house, I had to go to church on Sunday.
Yes.
So, but these things instilled in me to help others. So
Right.
when we created our businesses, there was a time where I ran into a beautiful queen by the name of Vida.
Mm-hmm.
She was a part of a Hebrew Israelite community
Mm-hmm.
that's in Israel, and she migrated to her to her place of origin, which was in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And
Beautiful.
she actually, I ran into her in the U.S. and she had told some African kings about what was going on here in the U.S.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once again, I was adopted at the age of 2,
Mm-hmm.
so I must throw that in because it's going to mean something later.
Mm-hmm.
So when she did that, they was interested in just watching and seeing how we moved and seeing from a spiritual standpoint, but also seeing how we was servicing our communities. And
Mm-hmm.
at that time, the place called Moccasin said, look, we need your help. And we want to look, we started to expand our search from our local citizens to try to find people that's of good virtue and nature abroad. So she told them about what we were doing, what I was doing, and what my organization was doing at the time. and they gave an offer. And within that offer, they said you will be and can be crowned in our region to be king. Now, I must say this because I do know this is a big misconception, but it's something that we tend to go with because, people just run with it. Just like Muhammad Ali, he said he's the greatest, but he did lose some fights, but he still remained the greatest in the hearts and souls of everybody around the world, including myself.
True.
But there are many kings in Africa. There's many kings in Ghana. I was crowned in 2 regions of Ghana, not the whole entire Ghana, but regardless of what the cliche is, he's the king of Ghana. The correction is I am a king or nana, or they call it chief, in 2 regions. What happened once we got down there, they had a traditional ceremony and they had an honorary ceremony. But a part of the traditional ceremony, we went through the traditional rituals. They told me what comes with the being able to go through the traditional path versus the honorary path.
Right.
So when we went through the traditional path, they told us right then and there, from this day forward, down to you and your family, they are by tradition in Moccasin, Africa, that you're royal, your bloodline is now royal, along with your children and your immediate family members. So so I have to be in stool in 2 regions? No, one would have did it alone. The honorary would have done it alone.
Right.
But I received it and I accepted it because they were able to express to me what was going on in the region. And they said, hey, look, we believe that you have the ability and the know-how to turn things around. And ever since we've done that, we've been marketing and promoting and letting people know about this region. But what we did, we took it a little step further by being children of the light, by having the Father of all creation at our beck and call, by being our best friend. Though our footprint is there, I'm just like Mother Teresa or Gandhi or Martin Luther King and those that have done it before us, that the concern expands far beyond Ghana. We are looking at that there is, if anybody let anybody that has breath, let them be able to witness us touch their souls. So if there's anything that we can do to offer to help, we would and could. Along with, we have a prison ministry too. So to answer your question, to sum it up, the once we were crowned about 8-9 years ago, it was a tremendously great honor to be able to be in the same conversation with other great African kings when we went through the traditional crowning.
Right. Oh my
God.
Beautiful.
Honored. Oh my God.
Thank you. Praise Yahweh. And I must mention that Cameroon, once we got crowned in Ghana, we there were some dignitaries from Cameroon. So let me say this. Once you're crowned in one region, you're royalty anyway, especially if that region recognized your status. So no matter where you go, no matter what you do, just like Queen Elizabeth when she was here, the royal family, they didn't have to go different places to be acknowledged. It was already there.
All over. Yeah.
You're all over. Right.
Yes. Wow.
And you're spreading love and you're spreading peace and you're giving back to all communities, not just one, right? So
right, absolutely.
That's just
beautiful
and amazing. And we're very, very, very honored to have you here. And King, your knowledge is I'm grateful to hear it.
No, thank you. No, I'm grateful to be with you.
Yes. We are just blown away. And I know the audience is blown away. Like, we have a king. Oh my God.
Bless your holy soul. I love you. I love you both.
We love you too, King. Oh my God.
And we want to thank you for coming on our podcast. You have any last words that you want to say to the youth?
I do. I really do. Protect your dreams, because there are going to be so many people that try to rob you of your dream, try to steal your dreams. When you take time out do like our ancestors had the chance to be able to discover within themselves. Because inside of the Great Pyramid, it is said, it is mentioned above the doorway, it says, know thyself.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest structures known to man.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know how to reproduce it.
Nope.
And inside that great structure in the doorway, it says, know thyself. And when you get a chance to know yourself, realize that the dreams that you have that you have within your soul is only the beginning. Your dreams can be a whole lot larger than your initial one. So I would encourage not only to protect your dreams, but realize once you take hold to your dream bigger than the dream that you received. And then, and only then, once you do that, then you can fall into running into that great mirror, and then you'll be able to see God face to face, because we're all made in his image.
Amen. And
Amen.
thank you so much.
Amen. I'm going to close out. Was it any other thing? Any other questions did you have for him, Wilfredo, before?
He's answered everything.
Thank you.
Your Majesty, it's been a true honor to speak with you today. You remind us that greatness comes from service, peace, and faith in action. On behalf of Star Rivera Conversations and Star Rivera Media Group, we thank you so much for your leadership and your light. To our listeners around the world, may this conversation inspire you and lead you with love and purpose. I'm Carol Vaughn-Rivera and Wilfredo. Anything you want to say before we close out?
Yes. And do you want to let everyone know your social media so they can look you up, follow you, and get all the joy from your words, the knowledge?
Well, thank you, King. Thank you, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Just for those that might be a little older, a little bit younger, I just typically tell them, go to kingyahweh.com or go into Google search, look up King Yahweh, and we'll pop up, or the Kingdom of Yahweh, and we're there too.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
King, Your Majesty, thank you so much for coming on our platform. We are beyond honored and look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you. I love you both.
We love you too,
Love you
King.
I love you. I love you both.
Love you too.